Hey guys, Joe here, back to the Word. Today, unboxing and talking about this set right here, Reading and Reflecting with the Classics by Karen Swallow Prior, published by B&H. Look at these amazing volumes I want to tell you guys about briefly and just show them off to you. First off, if you're considering or wondering why would pastors read fiction, or why should ministry people in ministry and leadership and those who teach read fiction, I've linked a really cool article with 5 reasons from Lifeway in the description of this video. I've also put together a blog where I'm going to share some photos, and as I read through these editions, I'm going to put up some short summaries, things of like why they were important to me without really any spoilers, because I know I'm not going to do a review video like this for every single one of these, potentially maybe things I learned from them. But to get in short, there's many reasons pastors and those in leadership, those teaching theology, should read fiction. Just a number of them. It improves your reading, it improves your writing, it improves your knowledge base, your ability for just illustrations and to connect with your people, and then you quote things that they're familiar with, and then you show how the gospel is a greater fulfillment. You pick up on the grand story of this longing for redemption, this longing for returning to Eden, but you also get faced with the realities of real life and people where they are through classics like these. And I think this series by B&H is amazing. So first up, I want to say, published by B&H, I got mine for 50% off, so it was valued at $107, all 6 of those volumes. Got it for $53 or so over Christmas 2022. Don't know if you're watching this later, if they've come out with more. I'm hoping they do more in this series or not, but great deal. Really wanted to pick them up and add fiction reading to my reading diet in 2023, that it might benefit my preaching, my teaching, and just my engagement with God and my love for other people. About who did the reading and reflecting guides, it's by Karen Swallow Prior. She has reader, writer, researcher, avid reader. In fact, it says on her bio and things. She was involved for a while with Liberty University, currently is writer in residence at Southeastern Baptist Theological Seminary, where I graduated from and had heard about her in different books and things that she's written. And so she's done this series with B&H and has come out with a few volumes every year. The volumes I have here include Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen, Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, Jane Eyre by Charlotte Brontë, Tess of D'Urville's, I know I'm probably not saying that right, by Thomas Hardy, and then The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. And I'm excited for how they're going to enrich my reading and my enjoyment of literature in the year to come. So 50% off when I got mine. These are great editions. Why did I pick up these editions? I'm going to continue to show you photos over this video, but most notably, they're really well done. Each one of them, the cover is printed well. It's got this cloth over board. It's got this inner liner that I'm going to show you in a few moments. The paper is well done. The printing is decent sized. Karen Swallow Prior does introductions that are spoiler free, so if you've never read these works before, you get introduced to the work, to the author, to the world they live in, the themes that we should be paying attention to, and then also the Christian worldview and what Christians should get out of this. Then as you go, it's the full work. It's not an abridgment. It's not an edited version. It's the full original work with footnotes that help you get unstuck. Things that are words that may have different meanings for us now, or things that need to be explained. She does a great job of showing those, telling you about those, and then at the end of each chapter for some works and the end of each parts or sections for other of these works, she goes through reflection questions to help you learn more about that work and engage with the author, and then live to the glory of God as a Christian and show Christ because of it. So with that, let's hop into looking at one of these volumes. Here is the Scarlet Letter, and you see this beautiful kind of embossed, this kind of shiny inset there, just really well done. There's the spine. I just think these are really well done, each one of them. So you have the cover, each one of them has this kind of paste down Really nice color coded. Scarlet Letter printed right there. Each one of these editions is laid out very similar to this. This one came out in 2022. The first one, Sense and Sensibility, and it appears to be 2020. 2021 had 3, Jane Eyre, Frankenstein, Heart of Darkness. And then in 2023, we had Scarlet Letter and then Tess of Duravellis. I know I'm not pronouncing that correct, but each one of them has copyright when they were printed, B&H. Also, most of them have this manuscript was used from which version of the literary work they're based on and when that was originally published. And so you see the ribbon marker right here, helpful to mark your place. I'm really going to use those, enjoy those. I like the readability of the font size. If you go to different places and get these literary classics, sometimes you'll end up with a Penguin classic, which is really nice, but the paper's not that great. The edition's going to hold up to you reading it once or twice, and it might fall apart. These really have the air of editions that you can pass on and enjoy for a long time. So then it hops into the introduction. She does this with spoiler free. So for people who haven't read this before, you can hop right in here and read and not have the story spoiled for you, but also she gives you good handles for reading the story, what to look out for, what the world was. So introduction to the author, so who he was. In this case, you have Nathaniel Hawthorne. Introduction to him, his background, then background of the work, so what he was trying to accomplish with it. Its literary history, and those sorts of things. And then she goes into the themes of the work, and this is obviously uniquely in a Christian perspective, but also focusing on what can you get from these? What are the themes you're supposed to be looking for? Then reading the Scarlet Letter as a Christian today. This is hopeful that we can lead this to the glory of God, to learn from it, to live from these lessons and apply them to our lives and the world that we live in. And so then you'll get into the introduction to whatever section, and then she'll have a contents page right there. So then you have all the chapters of the original work. One thing that drew me to this series is it's not an abridgment, it is the full original text. And so you see here the footnotes. Some of them are the original footnotes, some of them are her special notes about what these words mean, some of the older words that we may have lost and not known about. And so here's what we go. So chapter 5, I'm skipping over here to the reflection questions. So some of these works will have reflection questions after each chapter. Some of them will have reflection questions after certain sections or parts of the work. But at multiple places, you're going to get these nice reflection questions that get you as a Christian to think about what you've read, to understand its significance, and then apply it. So in this one, it's after each chapter. Very good, really well done right there. And so then you go through, and then so questions for further reflection after the final work, and then a list of some of the other available books as well. So they close that up. So that's what this work is all about. I'm super excited to be reading from these in 2023. If you're watching this video later, maybe by this time she's put out some more of these from B&H. I hope that they do. I'm really looking forward to it, just attracted to how well this series is. I hope for those who are investigating buying this series that gave you some visuals, some ideas about what this series looks like, how well quality it is, and maybe add them to your reading list. So with that continued, if you have questions, I'd love to hear about those in the comments. I have linked a blog in the description that I'm going to write. I'm going to read through these, probably not do a review video for each one, but I'll share some thoughts on my Instagram and probably a summary of what its significance was for me and what I learned on that blog post. And we'll have this video there as well, maybe even some links to all the ones in this series. So with that, I'd encourage you to continue to read, treasure, follow the word, and until next time, I'll see you guys soon.